All right, welcome back to another Loop Station tutorial. My name is Plague, and today we're going to be talking about dynamics in our series, talking about every single effect on this device. So dynamics is available on Input Effects and Track Effects A. The idea of it is really for like EQing and mixing, but you can do some crazy stuff with this too. So what is dynamics? So dynamics is a lot more than just PP very soft. So dynamics usually means how loud or quiet something is relative to the piece of music being played. In this case, however, this dynamics is referring to dynamic range compression. So what is compression? Well, compression can mean a lot of things. But in this case, we're referring to taking the audio signal and bringing it in volume. So we're making loud sounds less loud and quiet sounds more loud. All right, let's talk about the parameters. Like I said, this is mainly for mixing, but my favorite types have to be live compression, hard limiter. I really like hard compression, dance compression, vocal compression for any vocals that I do, and phone vox. Those are my favorites. For this next part, I'm going to describe what each one does, and I will describe them as I have it on, so you can kind of hear it with my voice. I'm going to have a pop-up come on the screen right now. I have a breakdown of every single type, what they do, how much they compress, whether it's a light compression or a strong compression or heavy compression, what frequencies they mess with, as well as some additional notes if you need them. I made it myself, so feel free to use it, give it to your friends, your beatboxers, tape it to the side of your loop station, whatever. But in any case, let's go over each one of these. Natural compression is a basic compressor with just a higher threshold. A mixer compression is a low frequency gain reduction, so it reduces the gain of the low frequencies. Live compression is a mid-frequency gain reduction, like mid-range of the sound. Natural limiter, so this holds down high signal levels to prevent distortion. So this also uses a de-easer, which cuts the fricative sounds of the voice, creating a more gentle tone. So fricatives are like s, sh, z, and zh. Then we have a hard limiter. This removes any sounds that are louder than a certain threshold range. Like, for example, anything that's above negative 10 dB is just cut entirely. So if your sound is not at the threshold, then nothing will happen. Then we have the jingle comp. This is a mid and high-end compression. This is a mid and high-frequency gain reduction. Soft is mild compression with mid and high-frequency gain reduction. And then the light compression, this has light compression with an expander. Now, expander is the opposite of compression. It makes loud stuff louder and quiet stuff quieter. This kind of works in the opposite of the other ones. I don't really use clean comp at all. Dance, I talked about this one. I really like this one. It's a low-end compression, so it'll really bring the lows up, which is nice for, kicks. Orchestral compression. There's orchestral compression, and then there's also orchestra. So this one, the orchestral compression, is an orchestral type mastering chain with a compressor. Vocal comp is a light compression with a bass cut, so you're getting less bass in the voice. Acoustic is a high and low boost. The rock band is a high and low EQ boost with an enhancer and an expander built into it. Then the orchestra, this is the orchestral mastering chain, but just without the compression. So this has the compression, this does not. Low boost is a low-end EQ boost. It also has some low-end compression as well as an enhancer. Brighten is a light compression with an enhancer and an expander, so it makes higher frequency more prominent. Then the DJ voice is a very strong compression. It also has an enhancer and expander in it. And then finally the phone vox. This does a complete bass cut, and it's severe EQ and bass and gain cuts. So it's a really hard compression and has a narrower frequency range. So you can do a lot with the phone box as well. The dynamics is the amount of compression added or removed. So you can go anywhere from negative 20 to positive 20. Negative will bring the sound away. So it'll make loud sounds louder, quieter sounds quieter, whereas positive numbers brings everything in. Now, this does not affect volume necessarily, so the levels are going to be around the same. But I want you to notice, I'll put on one of my favorites, live compression, and you can hear the difference in how it makes my voice sound from -20 to up to +20 as I'm talking. You can hear the difference in the way my voice sounds and the volumes that is happening. We can use this in a track. I'll show you the difference in compression with that too. So in this case, we have a song that is going like this. And I want you to notice how the compression changes. I'm going to actually do the master compression. I'm going to change it from -20 to +20. And you will notice how the sound changes as I add more compression. So I have this at -20 because I want that for this track. But normally I would have it at 0 for most tracks. Now this is talking about master compression. Most of them are going to have 0. Others are going to have like around between 0 and -3. I think only one of my tracks has +2, but most of them are going to stay within this range. In any case, let's hear what this sounds like as I turn this up. So you can hear the actual like compressing of the sound as I was turning it up and down. So that should give you a better idea of what the dynamics number is doing. And this is controlled by the knob. So I mentioned before there's the master compression. Default is -20. That is insane. You don't want to, for almost everything that you do, you don't want to have -20 in the compression. That is making loud sounds really loud and quiet sounds really quiet. You want to make sure that this is on 0 for every track that you begin. Make your stuff, then adjust the compression afterwards. After you've done that, this will help you mix your track much better to whatever it is that you're playing. But by default, it's at -20. So make sure you put that at 0. If you want to learn more about mixing and how to mix your track for beatboxing, Sinjo has a really great tutorial on audio compression and managing basic sound. So if you want to check that out, link is in the description. He uses an MK2, but all the same stuff that he talks about there is going to apply to the MK1 as well for your beatboxing. Dynamics will bring certain sounds to life, while other times it'll make them stand out. It's really good to be able to add some dynamics to your sounds. Like, for example, if I just do a basic kick, that's cool, but if I just add some dynamics, and then I'll do with the dynamics. I don't know if that was in the same tempo, but even adding it with track effects. And this works for any sound that you put into this thing. Like, Literally anything. This is really good for your vocals and to help bring them out through the mix. So if you have any vocals and you're struggling to really have them present through the rest of the track, add some dynamics and it'll really help bring those out. So like in this case here, I have some vocals. I recorded it with dynamics, but I'm just going to add dynamics just to show you. So I'll show you with actual lyrics here. So I'm going to add a vocal compression of +4 into this, and I'm going to do a little bit of reverb, and we can start now. So here it is with the dynamics. So now you can really hear my vocals come out over the vocals underneath of that. And then if we add even more dynamics to that, not +20, good lord. So like +4 or something like that. This is a story about the man called Gunjaman, a long story about the baker's man from Azkaban. This is a story about the man called Gunjaman, a long story about the baker's man from Azkaban. So, by the way, you can't use dynamics when paired with granular delay or tape echo for some reason, but you can do that with track effects. So if you record something with dynamics, you can still use these. But in any case, let's talk about some of my favorite dynamics. So if we're just, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible for you. There's a lot of there's a ton of tech involved and science and music theory. And there's mixers out there who can throw a fit over what the best dynamics is for particular. Don't do this. There's these rules, but it's okay to break rules. It's a lot. So I'm going to make things as simple as possible for you. For me, my favorite values in terms of like this part is 4. So +4. +10, and +20. Those are my 3 favorite values to use with dynamics. So I like to bring my sound in personally because, again, it makes it sound more contained and it really gives it a lot more punchiness, as you heard from the kicks that I was doing. So I like +4. It's a subtle one, but oh my god, not phone box, but +20, Jesus. +4 is subtle enough that it feels nice. It's a good number. 10 is for things that are a little bit more, and if I really want to be like pull things in, I use 20. Like that's for really powerful kicks and stuff like that. Really bassy stuff. But it depends on what actual compression that you're using. The real question is, which one should you use? Well, it really depends on your instrument and your style. If you're beatboxing, then the ones that I showed you that I like would probably work pretty well for you. Other dynamics may work even better if you're using a guitar or a stringed instrument or a piano or drums. Whatever your instrument is that you're looping, just try different dynamics, see what fits for your instrument better. Basic advice is just do what sounds good to you. Do what you feel like, oh, this sounds pretty good. Just try different ones out. Try them at their most extreme, so the +20 and the -20. See how that sounds. And hopefully that chart will give you a better idea of what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a specific boost or a specific cut or whatever, hopefully that chart will help you out with that. So if you want more information on dynamics, there's another YouTube video in the description. Check that one out, and you can learn a lot about dynamics. But with that said, let's listen to a track that has several different dynamics involved throughout the whole piece, because I use several in this next track.
People thinking I'm strange. Some of them trying to make me change. Some people thinking I'm strange. Some people trying to make me change. Some people try to make me change. Some people thinking I'm strange. But I keep it strange. Keep it strange. Some people thinking I'm strange. Some people thinking I'm strange. But I like to. Keep it so strange. 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 Keep it so strange.